All right, so Jerry, we've been a quartet with you. It'll be 6 years in what?
End
2
of
or
May.
3 weeks.
Yeah,
like
end of May here. Yeah. Golly.
And
I didn't realize.
the thing that we get asked the most is, at least that I get asked the most, is what it's like with you, because you've had a longer career than all of us. You know, even me. I mean, I've done it for 25 years,
Right,
and
right.
you've done it a lot longer.
Oh
than
man,
I have,
I've been trying to sing forever. Yeah.
you know, so man, I thought it'd be interesting for the people to just kind of get to know you a little bit more, not just why you got into this, but kind of what. Well, let me just ask you these questions. What's your favorite thing about what you get to do right now?
Oh wow. Well, I love the group. I truly do. You're right. I have traveled with a lot of groups, sung with a lot of groups. I've been the death of some groups. I mean, we joke about that, but it seems like, you know, there was a run there of about 10 years. I joined about 3 different groups and they all died. I don't know. So I blame myself. I don't know what was going on with it. But no, I mean,
I think I'll start blaming you too for.
Well,
the things that
okay.
go on
Is it
here.
dying?
Yeah, well, I hope not.
Oh, me
not
too.
that I know of.
Me too. But honestly, this is a unique group. It's really a bunch of great guys. I mean, honestly, Rick, you know this is true. There are other groups out there that honestly they don't like each other. I don't understand it.
I've heard that. I wouldn't do it. I love this. There ain't no way I would do this if I
wouldn't do
hated
it for
getting on
6
the
years
bus.
for sure if I didn't like you guys. But I mean, we've seen that. We've seen where some of the groups don't like to hang out with each other. They don't go in and eat with each other. You know, that when they're at home, they don't see each other. You know, and it's like this is the job and this is what we're going to do. And we've probably all been members of groups where people maybe didn't get along for some reason or another. There were personality conflicts or egos or whatever, you know. But this is a unique group because we actually like each other. I mean, if we're not on the road, we're hanging out sometimes together. I mean, especially you guys here in town. I live a little further away, about an hour away, but I love that about this group. I mean, we genuinely are brothers. When we're out on the road, we always eat together. We go into the restaurant together. We sit together. We like each other. We try to study the Bible together as much as possible. You know, the fact that we get to go and be in church with people and see, as you say, their best days and see people get saved. I mean,
that part will never get old.
No.
Honestly, now for me, I love you guys, but sometimes I don't want to be around y'all.
Well,
I mean, this bus, as wonderful as it is, it gets small sometimes, you know. But even on those days where I'm like, man, I'd rather, you know, where's my iced tea and give me a beach somewhere or whatever. Those are the moments that, like what we saw last week, man, when that daddy had 2 of his kids get saved.
yeah.
Man, for a moment, I want to do cartwheels down the aisle, you know.
Yeah, he and his wife both.
Oh man, yeah. That's what
blessed
keeps
me.
me. That's what keeps me going on that.
I'm just going to keep riding this train until he tells me to get off, I guess. You know, or till you guys get tired of me. One of the two.
Well, we ain't gonna do that.
You know.
So one of the things that people ask a lot is what we do when we're not on the road. I don't know if they mean what we do work-wise or what do we do for fun, because those not always the same thing. But Lathan, you do woodwork. Like I've seen some of your stuff. It's really good. I need
I'm trying to stay busy.
I need a coffee table, by the way.
I'll put you down.
I know what you do. You golf, but you haven't been able to do that a lot lately.
It's been cold.
I know.
Yeah.
Jerry, I'll be honest with you. As good of friends as we are, I don't really know if I know what you do for fun when we're on the road.
I don't know that I know what I do. Guys, I'm old. I go home and sleep.
For fun, and I'm grateful.
Yes,
Sounds
indeed.
awesome. That sounds great.
Hold on, pardon.
What?
Hello, this is Ricky.
Can't nail him down for nothing.
Well, guys,
Yeah.
All the time.
I guess we're done. Huh?
All the time.
I mean,
Okay,
will
so that would have been
wander
in the
off with that
email that I
phone.
sent you.
We may not see him for an hour.
yeah, we're probably done for the day.
Yeah,
Okay.
can't wait for him.
Like literally, we've been at concerts before where he walks a block or 2 away and gets lost
That's going to confirm that.
and has to have somebody tell him how to get back to the bus. You get attacked by a dog,
Well, right, but I've held
Crows.
it for you.
birds, yeah. Yeah, if there was ever evidence of a tumor that comes from a cell phone, that guy right there, it would be
A
him.
trip like that is gonna take a lot of coordination.
I'll go
and
home
I've
and take a
got-
nap.
I've gotta
Yeah,
make
we
sure-
might be done. So we'll be right back after this break.
Scare cam, we scare people and then we laugh. Scare cam, we scare people and then we laugh.
I'm still here.
I heard like an echo scream.
Oh my goodness.
Did you get it on tape?
Well, I got his back, I think.
Okay.
So, for some reason, we were singing up north, like in Minnesota, in winter months, which is never the best time to go up there, even though we've done it several times. But up there, it was snowy, and we were in the van at the time. Back, and I knew that there was salt, and I wanted to wash it off so that it didn't start to rust the van out. So I went to, and it was cold and iced over here in Oklahoma as well. I went to this car wash in Tulsa. It's kind of in a swanky place of town. You know, a lot of nice cars that were in there. Swanky car wash, man. They make them. So I'd already washed the van. I was going to vacuum it out, and I looked over there, and there was an older lady. I'm going to say maybe mid-60s, early 70s. Very classy. Had a mink coat on, heels. She was in probably a Jaguar. I mean, you know, and she was trying to get to the change machine, but I could see her walking like not, because there's ice in places, and she was worried about getting to it. And I thought, Good Samaritan, this is me. I'm going to be able to show her Jesus today. So I walk over there and I said, can I help you out? I'll get your change for you. She's very kind. She gave me, I think, like a $5 bill. And I got her change for her. And here, hold this, because I have to talk with both hands right. So when I went to go give her the quarters, and I should have just walked it over to her, but went to give her the quarters, she had gloves on. She did like this, and I put them in her hands, and when I did that, she like slipped. So I reached up underneath her and grabbed her elbows like this so she would not fall. Well, she had a hold of me, and the only thing I can remember, she's going, oh, oh, and she fell backwards, but when she fell, she pulled me on top of her. Y'all, it's horrible. She's on her back, I'm on top of her, and she's screaming, oh, oh! Every time I'd try to get up, I would try to push myself up, and I'd slip on the ice. And I thought, and it looked like I'm doing horrible things to this old woman.
That's terrible.
She would not stay still, Jerry. She would. So I got mad. I said, stop it! So she, still like that. And I don't know how to describe this, but I got off of her, and I did the backwards worm to get off of her.
Oh my gosh.
Okay?
I've never seen
I'm wet. We're in the eye. I help her up. There's quarters everywhere. I help her up. She runs off and gets in her Jaguar, and I'm thinking, what in the world? I look over, and there's people, I'm seeing 3 cars over there that had gotten out of their vehicle and was looking at me. And I realized that they thought that I was assaulting this older woman. And I wasn't.
All right, yeah.
I wasn't. So I realized what they thought was going on. And when I realized that, the only thing I could think to say was, I'm not a pervert. And I learned something that day. That when you announce to people you're not a pervert,
Right.
you're a pervert.
Yeah, they're gonna think you're a pervert. Wow.
That's a true story. That actually happened. All right, so on the bus, what we try to do to keep spirits up, because we're on there a lot, is it's almost like youth camp or church camp or something where it's constant pranks. Most of the time at my expense, it seems like. But every once in a while, I'll try to get ornery. And we were at what buffet was it? Was it like a Ryan's or Western Sizzling? Or, and it was in Monticello, Arkansas, okay? So I was up at the buffet, and you know, at the buffet on those things, they have the tongs that you're supposed to get the food, and then there's this light above you, and then on the other side, there's people going down the other side of the buffet. So Jerry was on the other side, and what I was doing is every time Jerry would put something on his plate on the other side, I would get my tongs, and I would reach onto his plate and get it off of his plate and put it onto mine, and wait for him to, sword fight or smack my tongue.
We're gonna have to edit this.
And if there's one thing I don't like, it's for my tongue to be smacked. Hold on a second. All right, and action.
You have to start from the beginning.
Okay.
Drop in it.
So while we're on the road, to keep spirits up and keep our attitudes in check, we try to have a good time. Now, we're all friends, and that makes a difference. But it really, sometimes it gets to be like a youth camp where there's pranks all the time. And most of the time, it's at my expense. But every once in a while, I try to get ornery. I'm trying to get ornery. So on the bus or on the road, while we try to keep our spirits up and keep our attitudes in check, what we try to do is just have a good time. And it's easy because we're all friends. We all love each other. But it sometimes will turn into a like youth camp where it's just prank after prank after prank, most of the time at my expense. But every once in a while, I'll try to kind of get them back. And we were in Monticello, Arkansas at what's the restaurant? The buffet, the Western Sizzling. And for those of you who've been there, or at any buffet like that, there's a buffet and the food's here with the tongs that you can pick up the food, and then there's this light above you. You really can't see who's on the other side. Well, I noticed though that Jerry was on the other side going down the buffet. And what I would do, just to be ornery, I guess, is he would put chicken or something on his plate, and instead of me getting chicken, I would reach under the bar or under that light, and I would get the chicken off of his plate and put it on my plate, expecting him to, slap me or tell me to stop or whatever. And it just kept going and kept, he was getting mashed potatoes. I would reach over and get the mashed potatoes off of his plate and put it on mine, waiting for him to just get upset enough. And he never did. We got to the end of that buffet and I'm like, hey man, are you not gonna say anything? And it was not Jerry. It was some other guy. He was ready to hit me, man, clobber me. All I said was, I'm sorry. I sat down. I sat down and the guys were like, what's wrong with you? I told them the whole story. Of course, no one is surprised.
No.
We ate in a hurry and left.
Even this one, I'll probably build like a half moon. Just to. Oh, I didn't turn my pack on. Oh, it is nice. You guys are. Oh, it's filming. Jerry's already filming this.
Filming it? Did I say anything?
Are we allowed to look into the camera, or are we supposed to
Did
look
I
past
say anything wrong?
I don't know what to do with my hand.
Keep a hobby. Just put your hands down.
I don't know.
It's always funny when you accidentally look at the camera.
Look at it.
Get wild and crazy.
Yeah, every once in a while he'll crack a joke and it's funny because he's so dry. He's
Yeah.
very funny.
I
is.
like it when he's playing and he'll do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's fun to
Or he
watch,
does
man.
this.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
His Facebook.
I'm gonna do, since he's not here, I'm gonna do an impersonation of Rick Carpenter, both happy and sad. Give me horrible news and then give me great news, and here's his reaction. Go.
Horrible news.
Horrible news and then great news. Go.
Okay. Man, I'm very sorry to tell you that all of your puppies died. It's terrible.
Horrible news reaction.
Horrible news.
Okay, that was
Now,
bad.
here's great news.
Hey man, you had a lot of puppies. Apparently I want a puppy.
All right,
Everything's
all
about
right.
puppies.
You are no longer in charge of this, Jerry.
Rick, just found out today the lady donated $1 million to Master Voice.
That's it. My favorite.
I got him.
I love when we like to mess with him because he is so dry. So to try to find out what his buttons are, and I don't think he has any because we were messing with him on that arrangement, the song we were working on. And I was like, yeah. And then at the very end we go, I'd rather, and he goes, It's like, that was it. I don't know if he thought I was serious or what, but he's like,
Hey, I know what gets his attention. Play Native American music while you're driving the bus.
Really?
I got his. What is this?
No kidding.
Yeah.
That's funny.
American
That was-
music?
No,
Native American.
Oh,
That was
Native
weird.
American.
The stuff you're playing though, man, that was odd. We weren't. It was like some soundtrack, and I don't think
Soundtrack of
there were
Gladiator,
no words.
the one song.
Man,
So we were in North Texas, and it wasn't at a church, it was at like a venue, okay? So the promoter was there, and we did not have our bus, okay? It was just trio days. And after we did sound check, he took us to a completely different building. We left that, went over to like a sidewalk and an awning or whatever. Took us over there and he said, you can dress over here, the bathroom's right outside. You have the whole building to yourself. Be over there about 5:30, whatever. So it came time to get ready. So I was going to go put gel in my hair. This is back when I had hair. And I went outside of the room we were in, and I saw the women's room. Could not see the men's room. I'm like, where's the men's room? But then I remember that he said, we've got the whole building to ourselves. It's like, well, I'll just go into the women's room. So I went into the women's room and turned the sink on, put gel in my hands, looked up to put gel in my hair, and I saw in the mirror behind me, there was an old lady in this restroom, and the stall door was wide open, and she had stood up, and she's pulling her britches up. And there I saw, oh my gosh, everything just right there. And listen, Jerry, look,
can't tell that.
Don't be disappointed at me.
can't tell
Listen. So I didn't. I mean,
but your audience
I
is
didn't.
only on that one.
I wouldn't. So like,
Oh
so
my gosh.
I didn't know what to do. I could have snuck out because she didn't see me. But when I looked up and there, it scared me. So I went, oh! And when I made that noise, she looked up and she went, oh! And she stopped and I stopped. And I don't know. I didn't know what to say. So I just said nothing. And I ran out.
That's Rick's reaction.
Yeah,
He
nothing.
says that.
So I went
Nothing.
in, and I told John and Mark, I said, I just saw this lady's right there.
Yeah.
And so they're like, why would you do that? I'm like, I told them the whole story. They're like, oh my goodness. So we get on stage. Guess who's on the front row?
What's really neat for this about me, or for you guys to come over here and hang out at my place, we did a little shooting here yesterday. My wife and I have been married, I think, 15 years now, going on 16. And actually, later this month, we'll celebrate our 16th anniversary. For all but the last year of that, we have been in homes that we rented. And nothing wrong with that, but the reason that we were renting was because we honestly did not know where we were going to land. We spent a lot of time really seeking where our spot was, where God would have us to be. And so when we were so blessed to buy this land and build this house, we sort of joked about it, but we said we're going to have a bonfire and burn all those cardboard boxes that we held onto for a very, very long time. For years, we moved and we would save those boxes. We'd cut the tape and put them in the attic because we knew we were going to move again. I say all that to say that it's exciting for us as a family to be a part of this ministry and to have finally found a place that we can call home. I feel like Oklahoma is going to be home for us for a long time. So for me, that's just really neat. I wanted to say that on camera so you can document it.
Chuck would like those boxes, though. He needs.
Yeah, no, I burned them. I burned all the boxes.
Sorry, Chuck.
Yeah, I wasn't kidding about that. We literally burned the boxes after we moved in here. So we're not moving again. We're just, guys, we're excited to be here in Oklahoma. This has been fun, this filming and all this. I'm excited to see where this goes. But anyway, that's all I wanted to say about that.
Jerry,
What?
your turn. Farewell. Till next
Say
season.
something wise, Jerry.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching, everybody. We appreciate you so much. Bye.
Chuck.
Well said,
Chuck,
Jerry.
this got to be epic.
They don't even know who I am.
We know Chuck.
Good job, Chuck.
Nicely done, sir. Yeah, that's a wrap.
Lathan?
Been here about 7 months, and it's been fun getting to know everybody and kind of honing in. And I've been a sponge the last 7 months, so I'm kind of sinking everything in. And I'm looking forward to the next 6, 7 months.
It's been cool, man.
Lathan's been here 9 months.
9 months. Man. Hey, I'll celebrate.
7.5.
It'll be 5 years here for me.
6
And
for
on-
me here in just a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I started the week after Memorial Day.
6 years.
This fall.
Man, it's crazy. It's
25 for me.
5 years.
I've loved every chapter of Master's Voice. They all hold a special place in my heart. There's not any part of it that I would take back. That's the truth. Even when things didn't work out like I wanted, God had a purpose for it. I would say that I'm more passionate now and more excited about this team than any other team that God has ever put together. It looks like we're going to be together for a while, and I'm glad to be working with you guys and going to battle with you guys and travel with you guys. By the way, we'll leave tomorrow right around probably 3:30, 4 o'clock. Love y'all. Love you as well. If you have any questions about your eternity, office at mastersvoice.com. Find us on Facebook at Masters Voice, Instagram Masters Voice OK. If you have any questions about this show, email us. If you have any ideas for next season, let us know what those are. If you have any complaints whatsoever, remember, email those to joebiden@gmail.com. We love you so much. We will see you next season. Love y'all.
They say if a woman tells you that you're ugly, she might be jealous. If a kid says you're ugly, then you're just ugly. So, drums, that's what it reminded me of, because all I can see is your white face and your hands. doing this way right back.
You're trying to stay warm, aren't you?
Just rolling, just nonstop, and we just cut.
Can't sit like that. I didn't know. I turned around and he's doing that, so I'm thinking we're teasing each other and doing that too. And that guy's thinking, what a jerk, man. What a mean person. He's sitting there mocking me carrying this dish. I'm thinking,